It's supposed to have started. Fresh.
Is I say Terraform. Kubernetes on the stuff too, on the menu.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
some point, okay. Nice. Because that is what Baba never do anything on, I've not touched it really. Not done anything much. I've pretty much touched almost majority of the tools. But it's like Kubernetes, I don't know. The thing is avoiding me. It's avoiding me.
It's very useful depending on like where you're at. Most companies you cannot do without it, like at
Yeah,
all.
that's why you explained it the last time we met. So that's why I'm like, okay,
Cannot
Kubernetes. I need
do
to just
without it.
all this focus and focusing on some other things. Let me just focus on that Kubernetes since it's like priority.
Yeah. You guys check the link I'm sharing. I don't know if it's going to be. At least you can use that for reference later. Maybe I'll organize better the stuff next week. Actually, I've thought of just streaming to save. Mm.
My Zoom option as backup.
But the Alpha, Daniel, have you? Is your Aero
I
good?
did, I did, I did. I put my mic off and I killed my arrow.
Oh, it's so good, man. It's
That's what I've
about
been
time.
doing the last 5 minutes.
Okay, let's go. Wait though, let me check something. Oh, great. My this thing is showing on, and my room is dark. Oh, doesn't matter. Anyway, doesn't
If
really
you want
matter.
share, you want share your face.
No, it's showing there already. But I
Mhm.
mean,
You say
it's
your
dark.
room is dark.
Oh,
You want share your
na
face.
video na. I mean, gas brush up. No, I mean like. Anyway, IB Alpha. Are we all game? Are we set?
Um, what am I supposed to be saying? Is it your YouTube page? You
Are
said you
you
shared one
No,
link.
just
I'm not
look
familiar
look
with this
look at the. Just
Discord.
follow up on the Discord. The YouTube is just for us to save, and you can go back to it later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe decide on
Nigga
how
is
to
trying to
maybe.
push traffic to his channel
Probably decide how to
with his
organize that
two
better next time.
subscribers.
But yeah, I have
Two
like 13,
subscribers,
man.
6 views.
Got like
Trash.
13.
You're not even ashamed to say it.
It's a huge number. Don't try me.
Oh, I'm dead.
Uh, so anyway, like, uh, let's see, talk a bit about the Terraform and then dive into Terraform. Ideally, I wanted that you guys would like share your screen. We'll do stuff through your screens, right? Maybe actually starting through Bate, because this is going to like your first time on Terraform, right? So we introduce you to it. We'll get you to just a setup. We'll not go through the same setup we did with you, IB, since that's going to take time, right? So we just from the CLI, right, from the AWS interface, his own. We just create a user for Terraform and all of that, just so like we get things going. I hope that works. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's see. So yeah, one thing. Let's just we'll look down here and then we'll get to Terraform. Yeah. So first, the programming language for all of you, I recommend learning Python for start. It's super helpful, irrespective of like what you're doing in IT, especially if you're working as DevOps solutions architect, you'll not need as much of it, but depending on the company, you might actually also need to write some code or do some automation. So Python should always be your go-to in terms of that. Need to learn how to navigate around the Linux operating system. That's pretty much a given. I'm just going through all of this fast so that like we don't spend so much time on things we're not like supposed to today, right? Looking through like networking, skip Docker. We'll get to Docker a little down the line when we're looking towards how do I say it? When we're looking towards configuring applications to deploy on the cluster we're going to set up. So technically for today, what we're going to be doing is this here, networking and protocol. So networking within the sphere of AWS, that's going to be strictly VPC, so virtual private cloud. Um, Pushing downwards, we're going to see Git and GitHub. I ran a bit of this through with IB. Actually, it's very essential for everyone in the tech or IT space in general, because you always have to deal with working with people, right? It might not even be necessarily working with people. It might also be like working on personal projects of yourself. You want to keep track of the things you're doing. You want to keep track of the progress you've been making. For example, like, but you're trying to go through like your AWS stuff. You want to do certification. If you're learning Terraform alongside with AWS, you want to be able to push your Terraform code online, which means you need to know a few things about GitHub and Git in general, right? I think I've shared this link on the group, so you have these resources there. So at least the very most basic things you want to know is the Git workflow, not GitHub workflow, Git workflow, right? Pretty much straight up, Git workflow shows you how companies version their code, right? So if I just open this on a window, open image on a new tab, perfect, yeah. And zoom in as much as we can, yeah. IB, you might be a little familiar with this, but I don't know, right? So typically, this
Yeah, I am.
is the structure companies use, or most companies use, to actually work with their development and production code, right? So maybe it might be a Python project they're working on, it might be a Rust project they're working on, it might be a Golang project they're working on, it might be their infrastructure as code in Terraform, it might be their configuration files for Ansible, it might be just YAML files, just pretty much anything you want to track, right? There's always going to be a main branch. Firstly, what's a branch? Think of this as like a timeline, right? This is going to be, I'll just give a very fast rundown of like the Git workflow. Think of this as a timeline, right? Uh, when a developer is working, they want to be able to push their code somewhere. Now, the thing is, oh god, I feel like I need like a paper and a pen. No, but at next class, if my baby's around, I'll zoom in on my board and show you stuff on the board. I'll explain more on the board. Yeah. So when a developer wants to work, a developer gets like a ticket, right? And a ticket is pretty much just a task. They're telling you, okay, do this. Maybe you're working on the first version of Facebook, and then they tell you create the Facebook chat as a new feature, or let's just say social media. Let's not say Facebook. Like say create a chat feature for this social media application or products, right? So what a developer would usually need to do is they create a feature branch, right? They'll create a feature branch and work on that feature. Each time they work on their code and they want to quote unquote save their code, they're going to create a commit, right? A commit is just any of these circles here. All of these circles here are commits, right? So they'll create a commit, which is going to be this one right down here. So you create a commit. For example, maybe he has created a way for users to be able to start a new message with someone on their chat. He creates that, so he saves it as a commit, can add message or can start chat, right? He's going to be able to, when he creates a feature to list all the members of your chat or create groups, he's going to add that as a new commit. And all these commits are created and they're pushed on a branch. So the branch a developer usually works on is called a feature branch, right? So you see here your feature branch, yeah. So same thing, like maybe if, let me show you like on GitHub how this looks. So take for example, let's look at one of the most stupid projects I've had to work on. Not really most stupid, but a stupid project. I'm just stupid because I had an interview with them and they didn't give me the job. They promised to give me the job and they didn't. Anyway, let's go. So you'd have this. You're seeing this. It says branches, right? Some branches have been deleted because I'm done working with them. Let's go all. Oh, Yeah, they're deleted, so it doesn't show. But there'll always be branches, and a branch is always something like this. Wait, let me see. Am I sharing my whole screen or just this? Let me see. Can you see my Notion? Uh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you. I'm seeing your GitHub.
Can you see my Notion right now? My Notion is open. Can you see?
No.
Yes, I can see it now.
Okay. Wait, but are
Uh,
you looking from the Discord stream or the YouTube stuff?
I was looking from the YouTube stuff.
Oh, I see. Then I think I need to reshare on Discord.
Is it not to just share the whole screen and
Yeah,
then
that's what I
put
want to do
them in that? Oh, okay.
because I had mistakenly done application rather than the whole screen. Yeah, so you should see all of this now, right? Yeah. So a branch is pretty much just something like this. Like, see, this is a feature branch. I, I mean, it could have any name, right? But I did feature slash extra info test because I was trying to do more testing on stuff I was doing, right? So you'd see here all of this is a pull request, but ignore that first. But all of these are based off a branch. So if I open this, you see this like this is a branch, right? So future lambda build, and I would say in this branch I was probably working on like building an AWS lambda function, right? So that's what a feature branch is. A feature branch is just a branch you use to work on a particular feature. Kind of self-explanatory. Yeah. So after the developer does work on that feature branch, they want to merge it into a develop branch. Now, you could have 1 to 20 to, I mean, as many thousands of developers working on the same project, right? So there'll be many future branches which are going to have to be merged into a development branch, right? So this development branch is what the company is going to consider as the development copy of that their application, right? So the development branch is going to go through the same process, but it's going to have just what commits from these branches. So when you're done building this feature, it is all merged into one commit, and it's like here. So to actually have something from a feature branch into a development branch, you create a pull request, which is pretty much any of these things out here that I showed in the previous picture. All of these are pull requests, right? And I think it's a pull request just helps you merge what you're doing under your feature branch into another branch. But in this case, merging into a develop branch, right? So after they're done working on that feature, they merge to a develop branch, and then now the company is going to think about, okay, how we're releasing this code, where we're releasing this code to, right? And when we're releasing this code. This is all development. And guess what? If you look here, you'd see 1.1.0, right? Based on how you're doing your versioning, it's always of this format. Based on the version you are on, they would usually merge the develop branch back into the main branch. This one, their flow is a little different, but you see, like at the end here, we're finished with a certain development feature, not like a developer's feature, but a development feature where many developers are working on small things to create a bigger release, and then it's merged into the main branch. Now, anything on the main branch can get deployed to production, or some companies would have a production branch cut off from the main branch. So the thing is, when you have a new repository, you'd have just the main branch, right? Now, you would have to create a develop branch from that main branch, and then from the develop branch, you create your feature branch to work on the feature. When you're done working on a feature, you merge it into the develop branch. When all the features for that particular release are created, it's merged into the main branch. That main branch will get tagged, and a tag is just, I mean, it's pretty much just what it says. It's a tag. It helps you identify what that commit is for. It's on that commit. that tag usually defines the version, and based off that tag, you can maybe create a release branch and deploy that release. There's other things around this, but I don't want to spend too much time on this. Like as we're working through all of this, like you'd see application of this and you get more clarity on how this applies. So I'll just throw this on the chat. So that's one important thing, all companies, absolutely all use this. Very few, like 80 to 90%, very few companies will use a different workflow from this, right? Yeah. So that's on Git workflow. So yeah, that's the most important thing for Git and GitHub. There's other things you look at, like maybe access, doing the releases. Like releases are something like this on the actions. You maybe want to release to a particular environment where like something like the blue means it actually did release and worked, and the yellow something absolutely failed, and you probably have tons of yells sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, so from there we'll go to, I mean, our focus in all of this is AWS. So yeah, AWS, and then Terraform. So would use Terraform. The thing is, through this course, would use Terraform to teach you or explain to you how AWS works and how to utilize GitHub. So along the line, we incorporate Docker. I mean, there'll be a lot of networking going into this. So, and I think, yeah, that's it. So, starting off with Terraform, I think Bate, sorry, cram work, man, cram work. Maybe I'm missing work. I don't know. I'm opening this thing. So, yeah. So maybe Bate, like you just share your screen. Let's get you to actually um, download Terraform, install, and then through your AWS account would like do like a first configuration. Meanwhile, IB, in fact, no, but they just do that first. Let me see. Let's stop sharing. And then I'll go on your live. I this thing. Oh my god. Nice. See my mouse twice is.
You're over here making infinite screens.
Yep. Okay. This should be good. Yep.
Yeah,
okay,
right there.
so
Just click on watch stream.
yeah. So I'm seeing. I think I'm seeing a screen. No, I think I am. I am seeing a screen. Why is the resolution low? Or is it just me? Anyway. Why am I still sharing?
I remember the resolution being low. I can.
Oh yeah, it's 720p and 30 fps. You don't have Discord night.
About 30
you don't,
frames per second.
You don't use Discord much. I'm sorry, I should be able to share with you.
Wait, so I cannot change it?
Just try, but I don't think you'll be able to. But it's still good, I mean.
Like I see the streaming.
30 FPS is not too bad.
I see the streaming quality up there, but it's not letting me change it.
Yeah. It's all good, it's all good.
The real problem is that 720p. Like 720p is rough, bro.
Wait, let me see. I should be able
and
to.
I thought you could share Discord with the people you're working.
Yeah, that's what I'm to say. I should be wait for me to give you Nitro for like.
Because I've always been just cheap.
This is not about what we're doing right now. Daniel, you sound like you from this relationship calculators Discord server. Or am I tripping?
Nah, I don't think it is.
I swear your voice sounds like the 1X or someone like that.
Oh.
I'm serious.
No,
is it 1X or 1? His voice sounds very familiar.
I remember it's been a while I've been playing those guys. 1X and his bro QX.
Yeah. No, not even 1X. It's not even 1X. I don't even know where those guys are anymore. It's not 1X. It's probably, what's this guy's name? I forgot your name, Sha. But you sound familiar.
see. Talib, how can I gift him Discord Nitro for? I think that should
Is
pop
it
up
on
for
his
me
name?
today. Right, let me see.
Let me check too.
Not invite to server.
Wait, go back. Go to server boost
Oh, that's
and
true.
then
That's
boost the
another thing I
server,
have
and
to
then
do.
maybe everybody will get it.
Yeah, that's true. That is that shit. Level 2.
Yeah, you boost the server. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm using it. Wait, so cancel. Let me see. I'll boost as much as I can just in case. Wait, what? I help you. Blah, 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 blah. Wait, but like, what's it? Okay, it's at level 1 now. Oh, it gets. No. We need it at level 2 then. Yeah, I need to boost again. Yeah. I mean, doesn't matter. Today's total is 1x server. And why? How does it get to 13 from
Oh, that's
1?
when you get HD streaming. Should
Yeah,
I just go ahead and get it for myself?
it's okay. I'll just put it on for the whole server. Because what if like IB needs so? Which card is
Yeah, I
this?
don't have. I'm sure.
Yeah. So how do I change my card? Let me see. Nah, I need. I'm just never mind. Let's go back. Oh, I need to boost to level 2. Let me see capitals.
Is it the round table? I
Yeah.
can boost the server. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just boost once more. Yeah. Let me change. Streamer mode enable. No, I don't care about streamer mode, bro. Million. Oh, come on. Disable, please. Yeah. Why is this training valid? I don't know my password. What is this? Password to what? Discord? Oh my god.
Password to this. You know, you can sign in with the barcode. I think I would say your color.
Yeah, but I don't think you'll let me do that here.
Yeah, not the only one. Sure, I can forget password then.
See. Wait, but have you been able to boost? Why is this shit like?
I'm about to. It's like doing an animation that's like shaking.
Artifact.
Alright, wait. So did this work?
Oh, this is what's. Yep, share nitro reference. Let me see. Let me just send this. So, come on, why is it lagging? Fake IB.
Why is it still level 1?
With time, right? Wait. I
Boosted it twice and
you
it's
did already.
Really?
It should be once now, right?
Yeah, but once takes it to level 1. The server is still
I
at
think
level
it's
1,
still. It's.
so
I
it
don't
does
care.
not.
I think it like took me to 0 and then 1. It
Yeah.
took me to 0 and then it took me to 1. Now I'm about to go up to 2
Let's see if we'll not scam.
if it will let me.
Okay, we've boosted the server 2 times.
I've boosted this server 3 times and it's still level 1. What do they want from us? Oh, 7 boosts to get to level 2. Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
The best thing is just to
Bro.
Wait, is
then
it?
I'll
Wait,
see.
you are trying to
Because
stream right
I
now?
kept boosting and
Just
I'm like,
walk
what is happening?
without boosting.
Wait, if I can send him this instead, then if I send nitro stuff to him, then it shouldn't be an issue. But why is he not showing on my friend list? Why are you not showing on my friend list, guy?
It won't make sense as you guys are taking time like this. By that time, when you guys figure it out, I'll be back to my PC.
But you're not on my friends list. Or am I tripping? Let me see. You
I don't know.
are.
I don't think we ever get on Discord. I hardly get on Discord. Nah, I'm there.
Yeah, so why? This shit is tripping, man. And the whole shit seems frozen now. Okay, it's back. Yeah, so yeah, you are my friend. So why doesn't it show? And I'm trying to give you the Discord stuff. Let me see. Profile. Annual event. So Discord just doesn't want me to share Nitro with you.
I went ahead and got Nitro. I have Nitro
Oh,
now.
okay, then cancel your share and then share again. Then select options. You'll be able to share on a higher resolution and stuff.
Okay. So cancel this stream. Then share your screen. That one. Oh yeah, it lets me. Yeah, it lets me do the max.
Right. Good.
Yeah, it should be good now.
So much better. It looks better. Feels better. Anyway, good. Yeah. First, go to the Terraform website. So download Terraform.
Wait. Oh, my
Yeah.
stream is like, it's so far behind where I actually am.
Really? That's
Yeah.
all good. I think
Oh no,
it should be
that's the
saying almost
YouTube.
real time on Discord. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, that's the YouTube. So this one should be good. Okay.
it's Windows. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean,
X64.
what a question I'm asking. Yeah.
Did you just call me a no Linux using pussy? Is that what you
Yes.
just called me? Did you just call me
Yes.
a no Linux using pussy?
Yes.
I
If you have at least WSL, then that's all good. Or else, bruh.
I ran it, but I'm not seeing anything. Is it like just binary?
Mm, just instead, then download the executable instead. Then. Oh, you downloaded the executable and ran it.
Yeah, and
No,
ran
okay.
it. Yeah.
So when you download it, you're supposed to just copy it and throw in system32. Go and put in system32. Did it allow you paste it there? Or you could.
No, wait. It's giving me trouble.
No, another alternative, you can just put it in any folder or go to your drive C, create a new folder, put it inside that folder. You can call the
And
folder,
then
just call the folder Lush.
um path to it.
Yeah, yeah. Then add the folder to path, and then that should be good.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Damn.
Just shit, let me see what you're doing. How many screens do you have?
Oh no, I have too many screens.
Oh god.
It's just taking me a little longer to find paths, but I found it.
Oh okay.
Tell me I haven't been working in
IT forever.
yep.
Oh, you're using that. Ivy, did you go through the stuff I sent you last time?
Um, our last session, right?
Those
For
things,
the
yeah.
those, yeah, I went through a few of it, like
Oh,
some
okay.
of it. Yeah, probably it's been a long time. I don't forget.
It's okay.
And I've added that to path.
So open your terminal. Wait, do you have
Are you?
Git Bash terminal?
I don't think
Probably
so.
not. So go
Should I
to,
get it?
yeah, download Git.
I feel like I might have it on my laptop.
Abi, you should just download Chocolate so that you can just easily be sending him
Install.
the stuff to be installing whatever you need.
Oh yeah, that's true. Download Chocolate or Winget. Just search for. Just go to your, this thing. Why are you not using Chrome?
Um,
Like
because I
what is
Why,
was.
this?
Let me explain. Because I was trying to fight the system, fight the power. So I've been using
Oh god.
Firefox.
Oh god.
But there's something that made me come back to Internet Explorer. It's like an
Oh god.
extension that blocks all ads. So like it's caused me to
Oh.
start using it again. Yeah, it's
Why
the
why
the, the
why are you
reason.
bothered about blocking ads, bro? Like,
Because I don't need that noise in my face, man. I don't have
don't
time
you
for that shit.
don't you want to meet some how they do those ads? Like, what nice cougar in your area looking to mingle?
Wait,
you
I
what
sure?
don't
where
say black,
You
download?
sure you
black,
don't want
Where
to
black
do
will
download?
always
that?
accept that act.
Download for Windows. Or just
Wait.
go back. Yeah, get download for Windows. Yeah,
Uh,
I think. Yeah.
but yeah, like
Me, see, I don't mind ads, man. In fact, I
especially
love ads. Like, let people make their money. Come on.
I mean, it's not even that I get let people make their money, but like it gets so intrusive, and I've also been fucking doing a bunch of, so I'm going through and like um what is this thing called? I'm um fusing a bunch of old consoles. So I'm
Yeah.
ending up in very, very fraudulent ROM sites.
Oh God.
I'm finding myself in
Go
very,
crazy
very
shit.
questionable ROM sites. So like
Yeah.
I need, yeah,
Okay, so just install it then.
yeah, it's installed.
Okay, then
Let me see if I can add it to the share.
I think this one is going to add itself to path automatically, like any other sensible stuff. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. So just open Git Bash now. Just search for Git Bash and open.
I already have it open. I was about to
Oh, pull it
switch
to
to it.
this window. Pull it to this window. Yeah. Why is it so big? You shared
Uh,
the this thing. You have just put it to the window you're sharing already, unless you're sharing but a
so
particular. Push
I
it to
was
the
sharing a
screen.
particular
Share
screen.
share
So I
one
have a
monitor.
34 inch. I have a 34-inch monitor. So
Oh God.
it is like two monitors for me.
Yeah, yeah. I figure. Anyway, just try write Terraform space minus v or minus minus version. Terraform minus minus version. It's actually it's 1 hour, and then there's a space between Terraform and version. Yeah, Terra.
1 hour.
Yeah, then form, then space, then version, minus minus version. Yeah, yeah. So it says Terraform command not found. Why is it saying that?
Let me go. Uh, Let me go back to path.
Why am I making a mistake? It's Terraform 1 hour. It's 1 hour.
Because I
Oh,
just
it's
did the
actually
Windows
two
thing where
hours, man. Sure, it's 2 hours. Ah, God. So Terraform minus minus version, but use 2 hours. Yeah,
still
so
not
it says
found.
not found.
Mm,
Print your path. No, that's it's.
yeah.
I
Is
hope
it?
it's too
Yeah,
messy.
that's what I'm gonna use.
Uh,
No, no, no. It should be fine. Um, I'm probably gonna go back to multiple monitors.
Please, God, please do.
Git bash doesn't allow copy and paste.
Oh, it's okay then.
Have to use your mouse,
Do this
right click.
right.
It will,
Yeah,
you
write
have to right
echo.
click.
Rather than doing that, write echo space ampersand path. The path should be all caps. Just do echo space like
What is
ECH
echo?
ECHO space, yeah, then space, then ampersand, then path all caps. Maybe ampersand, yeah, dollar, yeah. Ampersand is seven dollar,
Then
then path. The path should be all caps, not all caps. Yeah, yeah. So I don't see what location did you put your terraform in? Is it there? Does it show here?
it should be. It's like a. I put it in C, like just in blank C, but I'm not seeing it. Let's see. C
No,
Windows. Blah,
putting
blah.
in blank C
I
wouldn't
don't think I
it
saved it.
wouldn't get it. So what you should do, like share the folder you're placing, put it in a folder Like let me like similar setup is like let me see. Let me show you the way I do because there's a bunch. It's not only Terraform that has this weird thing for its install. Kubectl has the
Yeah,
same thing
that's what
too.
happened. What happened was I didn't save it.
So
No, it's there.
just
Terraform that
do this. Let me share it. Let me show you something.
it should be the last one too.
1 minute. Just look at this. Look at what I'm showing you. Just
Yeah.
watch my screen, right? So like this your drive C. What I do, I create a folder, which is this stupid folder lush, right? So I throw stuff in here. I think I've removed Terraform because I installed Terraform on my WSL. But Acts is the same thing that Acts does. So what I do is that I now just go to I think system variables. No, 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 no. Anyway, if we just go system, yeah, yeah. So you go system variables, environment variables, and then you'd have path. No, chocolate. I think chocolate will have been faster to configure this. You see, and then I just add like that lush path. Oh, there's a Terraform path I added. So
So I have that there.
let me
Um,
create something
and
different for Terraform.
so I have it in path. I don't know why it's
You
not
have it there.
showing.
Then sometimes you need to, if you save it, sometimes you need to reboot the shell, like restart the shell. Try on any other shell besides your so besides the git bash shell. Try any other shell.
So Terraform. So it works on normal command.
It does. Then close this and open this again.
I'll close this and open it again. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you install the Git?
Say what?
Did you just install the Git? The Git
Yeah,
bash?
yeah, yeah,
Or probably, maybe.
yeah.
I don't know, Sha.
Most likely that's what. Like even normally, if you install or do stuff like that, you need to reload the shell. Like you need to close it and open it or reload it.
Yeah. Or do the almighty restart.
Restart the whole PC. Alright.
Fixes everything.
That thing helped me a lot now.
See. So while you're doing that,
It's working now.
it's working alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's look at this now. So this is actually what we're going to
Share your
focus
screen.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because I closed it the first time.
Watch stream. Yeah, so it's working now. Nice. Okay, stop sharing or stop streaming. Let me share and
Me?
yeah, yeah. We'll get back to you. Where's this thing? Okay. Yeah. So this is pretty much okay. So first thing, you're in a company, or let's just assume that all of this are shit. We're trying to create a startup, right? And
Yeah.
let's say we want to build a startup that's going to wait, please. Don't steal my idea. Anybody carries my idea and run with it, I'll catch the person.
I'll never I'll never do a startup with you.
Imagine. Anyway, so we're trying to build a startup that's going to like handle patient data to be able to share patient data in a secure way. right? So we need,
Yeah.
one thing, we're handling patient data, so that's very important. Needs a very secure environment, right? And then we need the doctors and researchers to be able to access that patient data and communicate with each other. So this already shows us that there's two different levels here of detachment, right? First level of detachment is our patient's data, right? Which means our databases need to be in a place that nobody can get access to, or just only the people who want to get access to have access to it, right? So I'm going to open this. Let's see if this one is good enough. Oh my god. I just feel like I should just create my own images. Yeah. So this looks good. This is closest to what we need. Yeah. So because once is that we know most applications have three parts, right? There's like in most cases there's a front end, there's a back end, and then we have our databases, right? So we
Yeah.
usually see all of that as different tiers. Now, when you're designing a solution for a start, you know that your database needs to be the most secure. So when it comes to networking and subnetting, right, your database would be in private subnets. So first thing I think I'm sharing my whole screen, right? So I can just go, share up my Notion. Yeah, let's go Notion. Let's just go here. We'll do a new page. Yeah, we ignore all of this. We'll just create new page. And I just says nuts, right? So we know that firstly there's some things you need to answer, but before we answer that, things we need to know. We're going to be handling data, which means databases, right? There's some talk we can do around that. We're going to be handling a backend, which is pretty much application. Application is a backend and a front end, right? Sometimes we might have a mobile too, right? So that's pretty much our application. So we're talking a server, right? And then there's one thing that needs to happen. The back end and the front end, we need to communicate, right? Or the mobile and this guy, we need to communicate. So in that case, now we're breaking down our application. We're breaking down the way we're structuring it to have it being something like this. We're having a front end, we're having a back end, we're having our data. Now, next thing is that for these two to communicate, okay, let's look VPC wise now. What does that mean? It means we're having a virtual private cloud, which is just a secure network. It's literally just a secure network in the cloud, right? Now, the thing is, this secure network can be further divided. Now, we'll divide it down to give us smaller compartments we can work with, which are the subnets. So we need subnets to place this data. We need a subnet to place a backend. We need a subnet to place a front end, right? So each of these three things needs a subnet, right? But the thing is, one catch. This guy must be secure. So we need a private subnet for this, right? Why private? Because it's not exposed to the public, right? This guy too, I mean, your backend, you don't want people to just access your backend anyhow, right? So it's still behind a private subnet, right? And your front end, you want people to be able to access your front end, but you want to be able to control the request and what happens on your front end. This one, at this point now, front end and mobile get separated. Mobile is a different topic. So technically, this guy also goes on a private subnet, right? But then the question that comes in play is that, okay, if all of these are in private subnets, it means he has no access to the internet, and nobody on the internet has access to them. Like, how would someone who uses our application, or someone who calls, for example, to call the front end, it means you're calling the host where the front end is, right? So let's say we have like a startup Bionexus hive.com. If we call it, it's a front end that comes out from that, right? So how do we get this to be accessible to the public? So that's where now the 3-tier architecture comes in, right? So now for 3-tier architecture, so we'll just say, you know what the VPC is at this point, we don't need this, right? So VPC 3-tier architecture, right? So first thing about this, we know that there's 3 layers. We want a certain public subnet, we want private subnets, and what private subnets, right? I'm coming now. Now these are the 3 layers in this 3-tier architecture. 3 layers because I mean they're literally just layers, and one thing is that traffic flows in one direction, and that's downwards. So I can say here, just encadrer, traffic flows downward, at least for now. Let's just look at it that way, right? We're saying traffic flows downwards, then from the internet you can get to a public subnet, right? So if we're looking at the flow, we'll consider this the flow. From internet we can get to a public subnet, we can get to the private subnet, and we get to the other private subnet. Now, so the question at this point is that, okay, like how do all of this fit in this architecture? What place are each of these placed in, right? For a start, we know that our database needs to be the most secure, so we're putting it at the lowest tier, right? So our database is at the lowest tier, and at this point we don't need this guy again, right? The next thing, we know that our backend needs to be secure, and it should not be exposed to the public, because if it's hacked, people can mess it up pretty badly. So guess what? Put it in another private subnet, right? Next thing, what happens? Our front end too needs to be secure, because we don't want people to hack a front end either. So guess what? It also goes into another public subnet. I mean another private subnet. Sorry. All right. So now the thing is, why is there one empty public subnet? Now this is where we decide how design connects to the internet or interfaces with the people who are allowing access to these 2 private subnets. Mind you, our application sleeps within the private subnets. When we say data flows downwards, it means wait, did someone disconnect? I hope you can hear me.
Working right now, working.
Okay. I think that's good. Wait, you can all see my screen, right? I guess so. And as I'm going, if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to ask. Ivy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. So
Okay.
that's where we have our private subnet and we have our database, the backend application and stuff. So we do not want traffic from the internet, right, to go directly to have access to our database, which is why we
Yeah.
have that's where like NAT gateway comes in, right?
Yeah.
In front of
Yeah.
oh,
So
okay.
I'm coming to that in a minute. So, okay, this is. But hey, do you have any questions? just in case.
No.
Oh, okay. I think. Yeah. So next thing is we need to okay we need to know how the internet will get access to this, right? And this usually happens through a load balancer, right? Two things happen here: a load balancer and internet gateway. These are the things that actually enable people over the internet gain access to application, right? There are different things that can have happen at the level of the load balancer to provide that security. We could always come back to that later. Now, we usually have three things that we need to consider, right? When you're either designing or you're trying to even like implement your 3T architecture. Now, the things are usually availability, you have security, and scalability, right? Um, Now, does like you both or you all know about these concepts, these three?
Yes, I'm familiar with
Yeah.
the three
I'm sorry
concepts.
to drag you back, Sha. I'm sorry to drag you back
Yeah, sure.
because I was trying to set up my under this public subnet. The Can you go over that part, the IWG?
Yeah. IW is just the internet gateway.
Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
the internet gateway. So, so this is where your architecture is at now. Let's look first at scalability, right? Because one thing is for sure. This means we're going to have one server here. So what happens here is that we have a server that hosts a front end and a back end. So just say this with server. Oh no, we put here this implies a server, right? Or the private subnet is going to hold a server, right? And that server is going to host a front end, is going to host a back end. Let's get rid of this guy. Let's get rid of this guy. So front end application and a back end application. No. So in terms of scalability, if we're having there's two ways we can actually scale. We can always scale horizontally and we can scale vertically, right? I can scale vertically. Now, let's look at this case in particular first. When we're looking at having a front-end application being active, it means whenever someone comes to that URL, let's just throw that somewhere at the top here. We're saying when anybody comes to this URL, why is it not highlighted as a? Anyway, whatever. Yeah, whenever someone comes to this URL, they need to get to our front end. But then, that's going to work for a bit. We have 1,000 users. We have 2,000, 3K, 10K, 100K, 1 million users. It's crashing. Maybe even before we get to a million, maybe when we're at like 100,000, it's already crashing. So what? We need to have more instances of, or we need to scale it properly. So we look first at like vertical scaling. Vertical scaling is just capacity. You can think of vertical scaling as capacity, and then horizontal scaling, you can think of it as instances. No matter what you're looking at in the whole IT world, whenever you're looking at scaling vertically, it means increasing the capacity of that thing. So what does it mean in terms of like uh, application here? It means the server it's on needs to have what? More CPU, more cores, right? So scaling this like while looking at CPU, while looking at memory, while looking at storage, right? And then next thing is that's going to still work for a while. When we reach 200K users now, it still tanks. It's slow. It's laggy. Um, every request takes so much longer than it's actually supposed to. We discovered that we need to scale again, right? And for us to scale again, we need to look at another way to scale now. We're looking like vertically. We're scaling through instances. In this case now, we're creating multiple servers. Now, because we have added multiple servers, mind you, here we've been working in one, first thing we're working in one region, right? Let's say we're working in, US East, no, US West 1, right? Throughout all of this happening, since we had just one server, it was in one availability zone, right? And guess what? Things had been crashing. We've been working in 1A throughout, or this is where our server has been living throughout, right? In US West 1A, and it has been crashing a lot. So let's just say region information. So to actually have multiple servers, we not have other servers in one region, because guess what? AWS itself can go down. There's times when certain zones go down, or they have some issues, some kind of issues. They could also have like certain limitations, right? There's certain availability zones, or even entire regions that don't have certain services of AWS, or they don't have certain capacity for certain things. You might want to get certain number of IP addresses in certain availability zone, and you make a request and you still wouldn't get it, right? So you want to mitigate that, and throughout IT and software engineering in general, you try as much as possible to design to prevent single point of failure, right? So your multiple servers need to go in what multiple availability zones. So that means we're having a West 1A, 1B, and 1C, right? So we decide that we want to use all three zones, availability zones. So we decide that, okay, we'd have one server in A, one server in B, one server in C, right? So based on that design now, we have a more robust this guy. So we'll just do this right here. No. Yeah, I'll just say this implies server, but then for our server now, we'll do horizontal and vertical scaling in multiple availability zones, right? So now we've increased the capacity of each server, and we've mitigated failure. This kind of covers we're covering availability and scalability at the same time, right? Because we're making sure that it's always going to be up, right? So once we've done that, we've covered that part of it. Looking towards the databases, so databases also work in the same way. A database is also a server. It's pretty much just a server, but a server for data. It might be structured or unstructured data, right? So you might have something more object oriented, like MongoDB, or you might have something more relational, like SQL, MySQL, and its friends. You might have something more, I would say, object, let's say object oriented and blob related, like blob storage, like the S3 buckets and the rest. So that's still technically that kind of database of object storage, right? So for this, so for databases, you want to have one database server, but at a certain point, your database server cannot hold up, because guess what? There's a lot of stuff happening that one database cannot handle it. So you are also going to decide to scale your database. So we're going to scale it in both ways again. We'll scale it horizontally and we'll scale it vertically. Guess what? We have more capacity, we have more database servers, and that works. But then now, guess what? Problems would arise at all levels. But then let's handle the top level first. Now, at this level of our application, how does someone know which server he's connecting to? And then when they're making a request the next time, how does that it node send it to the same server to handle the same request or a similar request for that particular person. That's where your load balancer comes in, right? So what the load balancer does is the load balancer distributes traffic across your servers, right? So just like distributes. It's going to distribute traffic across all your servers. So we know that one of those parents is solved, right? And I mean, there's another angle of this we can talk about. Not much, okay?
Mm.
And you know that
Black, can you hear me?
yeah,
Hello?
What?
yes,
Yeah, I think well, after load balancer, then we should have like a target group,
yeah,
right?
but yeah, yeah. But I mean, I'm doing this more very surface level for a start, since we're
Oh, okay.
looking at just like painting a picture for now. When we'll be doing implementation, we'll go through all of that. Like we'll go through all
Oh,
the
okay.
nitty gritties. Yeah. But did you have a question?
Yeah, I was going to say, does it only you're saying it will like what are the parameters it uses to determine where to direct you?
Okay, good question. So there's different ways you can decide to distribute traffic. So normally when you're configuring your load balancer, you're also going to configure like a load balancing policy by which you want to distribute traffic. Now, depending on how the application is deployed and their deployment strategy, the load balancer might need to be configured differently. Okay, you give for example something like how do you call it, canary deployments. For I'm saying canary deployments have you have one version, two versions of the application exist at the same time, but distributed to different people, right? Normally, you'd see like
Yeah.
when you want to release a new version of something, you might want to give that version to a few users, do an alpha test, and then if it's okay now, you roll out for everybody else. So in those kind of cases now, your load balancer might carry or target specific IPs or specific requests and traffic them to a particular server with a certain version of it, right? Another way it can be done is geo load balancing. In that case, now all of those in a particular region will be directed to a particular server. Those in another region will be directed to another server. Um, another like there's a few more ways. I mean, obviously, I don't memorize all of them, but based on use case, there's always going
Yeah,
to be a
it's not
way to,
necessary to.
yeah,
Yeah.
to distribute traffic. So that handles that. And then at the level of the databases, too would have the same problem because there's multiple databases. But then, like, the database problem is a little more complicated. Why? Because you're dealing with data, right? And since you're handling data,
And it all
what
has
there
to
needs to
align.
be data, exactly, there needs to be replication of data, or there's techniques to handle stuff, but data replication is one useful or important thing to happen. Um, because one thing you want to do first is that if one database goes down, the other databases can have the same data that other database didn't have, right? Uh, you look into things like sharding, so like you should be able to also like distribute the data in the databases in a way that if a user is trying to access data, they can get their data fast and reliably. So first, for the access to the database, when it's being split across multiple servers or it's in a cluster of servers, there's usually a, oh my god, this thing came to my mind. I've just forgotten right now. There's a connection pool, right? There's usually a database connection pool that is set up or created, right? Uh, it's usually going to handle like it's going to it's going to be somewhere here before the databases. Okay, no, let's just do this, right? Yeah. So what the database connection pool does is that your users, your front end is going to connect to the backend, or you will make requests to the backend. Your backend is going to connect to the connection pool. So it doesn't connect directly to the database. It connects to the connection pool. The connection pool is going to check the databases, create a connection to a particular database for your backend, right? It's going to maybe leave that connection active till that request is completed, and then it closes it. It can also decide on like which server that backend application instance is going to connect to, right? So here we've talked about servers and everything, which is all good and nice. But then now, if we're going towards EKS or Kubernetes, when you're going towards Kubernetes, you see that having a whole cluster or having a whole server for just one application does not make sense. Why? Because of one trend. I'm calling it trend because it's not always the most important. It's micro service architecture, right? It's because of this guy. Because of this guy, having one server per application does not work. It's not the best practice. Okay, I think this is a fair example.
Do you think for money's sake?
Sorry?
Is it because of the cost that having single
Yes.
server for
Yeah, one thing
rather than
is
you can just break them, and then like okay, you already have it on the screen. Yeah,
yeah, so
never mind.
it's no, it's good. I think one of the driving forces for that is cost, but cost is not usually the only factor, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, because for example, now you see this is one application. Oh, let me not say one application. This is one product, right?
Yep.
Now, mind you, this guy, this guy, this guy. No, forget this one. Forget the mobile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 need to be deployed somewhere, right? Now, I'm just wild guess. This is an e-commerce product. I mean, it's a guess, but it's a fact. This is an e-commerce product, right? Now, one thing is that at a certain point, you want to segregate the data for each thing that happens, right? You see, like here, they have a catalog, they have a shopping cart, they have discount, they have ordering. This is a very bad example. Oh my god, it doesn't really. I think this is even better, but no. Yeah, I think this is so much better. Sorry, that what example just didn't. It didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Don't mind me. But yeah, this is a much better example. Now you see, like you want to be able to handle orders or an order service. You want to handle a delivery service, consumer services. You notice that with some applications or some products, you might hear that you might hear maybe oh Twitter chats is down. I mean, it doesn't really always happen,
Yeah.
but you can hear maybe oh Twitter chats is down, but then the rest of the application is working. Why? Because they are not using a monolith architecture. So
Even makes
monolith
sense.
architecture for a start means everything is built as one application. It's together. It's compact. Meanwhile, this way, micro service architecture, it means the application is being split into different services that do different things. If one service is down, it doesn't mean the other service will be down too. Right? So, for example, you see this delivery service, consumer service, other service. Guess what? A good thing is that each of these services can be worked on by a different team. Right? That's why in some companies you hear excuse. There's one time they're saying, oh, so many people being paid on Twitter for maybe just doing buttons or just doing chat or just doing stuff. It's because they split their workforce to similarly to the way microservice architecture is done. Now, if this delivery service goes down, you still be able to make orders, you'll be able to do other things, but then you're not going to be able to follow up with the delivery stuff right? You'll not be able to see where your delivery agent is and all that kind of stuff. So because of this now, you notice that you're going to have 1, 2, 3 different projects being built, right? And then guess what? Those 3 projects are for just, where's that shit? Those 3 projects are just for the backend, right? So the backend, if it's for a microservice architecture, what does that mean? It means if that's 3 services, then that's already 3 servers, which does not make sense. If you're putting all of them on one server, guess what? The configuration might clash, or they might even be written by different languages, right? Some teams, you see some companies, they'll do every data or ML related stuff, they're using Python, right? But all their backend, they're writing maybe in Java, or they're writing in JavaScript in Node.js or TypeScript, right? And then yeah, so that creates a certain kind of complexity. So you know that you want to be able to isolate the environment where each of these services is in. So that's where something like Kubernetes comes in play, and it's going to better handle microservice architecture. We'll go through how that happens here. But this was just to paint a picture of how all of this happens, right? On the database side of things, you're going to look at a few other stuff on like keeping the database information secure and all of that. Now, looking towards security, your load balancer is the first front when it comes to security of this architecture. Why? Because your load balancer is the first thing that gets hit when people on the internet are trying to access your application. So guess what? Sometimes some load balancers possess other, or are used to do other things, right? It might be used to do authentication, right? You can use it to blacklist certain IP addresses, right? You can use it for rate limiting. Rate limiting is just, when there's certain attacks that they try to do where they'll send so many requests to your site to slow it down or make it crash. Now, you're configuring rate limiting to say, okay, maybe if I'm getting 300 requests in a minute from one particular IP, it means something is fishy somewhere. Stop that. Block the rest of the requests. It's not getting to our application. You understand? Another thing is there might also be request
Helps with
caching.
DDoS, right?
Sorry?
No, I was just adding to the rate limiting, like DDoS. Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty much for DDoS attacks, yeah. So you're going to also have like request caching. Maybe if one request is being sent twice, an identical request, you don't need to send it to the backend application 2 times. It's going to have to be sent just once, right? Excuse. So your load balancer has all these capabilities. There's other stuff too. For example, like the binding of your DNS happens towards the load balancer, right? It's something we'll get to that later. But then you know that there's going to be a configuration of a domain. Technically, it's not really in the subnet per se. So internet goes through domain name services to your public subnet, private subnet. So we just do subnet here. No. Right. So we know that when we're making requests over the internet, it gets converted. The load balancer has an IP or a domain name attached to it based on what's configured with your DNS, maybe in Route 53. And then now the traffic can flow in what's going through an internet gateway, obviously. And then all of this happens. And then now you have an issue. Why? Because now certain of our APIs want to do ordering, right? But then we want to do payments. We have another service which is a payment service, But guess what? We did not implement our own payment service. We're using what's this guy's name? It's one payment provider that just came to mind and skips totally. You're using a certain payment gateway. Let me see. Let's just look for
Or Swift,
popular ones. Yeah,
something like Swift.
like InterSwitch or the rest, like Stripe, yeah, and the rest. So you need to use their API, and to call their own API now, guess what? You had restricted access both inward and outward to go through your load balancer, but for this guy now to connect to the APIs, okay, so we'll just do this here. For this guy to connect to the integrated APIs, integrates third-party APIs, right? e.g. Stripe. It needs to be able to connect to their own domain, right? Guess what? That needs to happen over the internet. So how do we do that without actually really exposing it? That's where NAT gateway comes in play. So we're going to have the same way we have inter gateway, we have a NAT gateway, right? It's going to help us achieve this at this point. So in terms of security now, we see it's a little more secure. But then guess what? We need to have more security, because within this microservice architecture, different services are talking to each other, right? Which brings us into MTLS, which is mutual TLS. It's just a way for us to secure communication between, yeah, say for example, this diagram here, this other service talks to consumer service, other service talks to a delivery service, right? So for that to happen, we need for it to happen securely. Why? Because guess what? If a malicious user can inject its own service into your application, it will try to talk to this service, right? You might try to talk to your payment service and pretend that a user has paid for certain things they haven't. So how will your payment service actually know that, okay, it's one of my fellow services that is talking to me? It needs to do this mutual TLS authentication. That's the way. And this one, it happens through technically a service mesh, right? This is all Kubernetes stuff, which we'll get into later on. Service mesh provides this kind of power or flexibility, e.g. there's Linkerd or Isitio, right? It's going to enable you like fish out malicious others. And at this level of service mesh, you can also do still rate limiting, because I mean there's no saying that your own service cannot be hacked or hijacked, right? So there's that. And then you see all of this, like this stuff is happening here, but we have not spoken about connection between this guy and this one. The front end and the back end, they communicate through APIs. The back end exposes an API. So the back end has APIs, right? So your backend APIs exist for your front end to make requests. So the front end and your mobile application will make requests to your backend APIs, right? And and they usually go through another gateway, which is the API gateway, right? At the end of it, at the level of the API gateway, so you can do some same thing. You can do some authentication, you can do some kind of rate limiting, but the API gateway is there mostly to direct your front end to the particular back end service which has the API that is trying to connect to. For example, if I'm trying to do a chat, I'm trying to like chat or call either of you. Let's go chat because calling is a little different. If I'm trying to send a message to you, right, then I'll hit the API gateway endpoint and tell that, oh, I'm looking for the messaging service. Give it this request for me, right? So you go to API, the messaging service, and it's going to send that Go and send that request, right? That happens. So let's pull back a bit now and go back here. All of that explanation was just to set you in on this particular diagram here, right? All that was just so that you get more clarity on this stuff. So you see here, this is what happens. We are the user on the public internet. We're trying to access our application. We need to go through an internet gateway. Why? Because that's the only way we can get through and get in contact with anything inside our virtual private cloud, right? Now, through the internet gateway, we hit the load balancer. We are making a request for something, right? And now, whatever be it our backend or our front end, we might actually even host our front end on the public or web tier. But whatever we're hitting goes through there and it reaches here. It gets sent to oh shit. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it gets sent to the particular server that has what we need. Now for this one here, you see here pub web 2a. This is a public subnet. So this log shows subnets, right? This log subnet. So the green ones are public subnets and the blue ones are private subnets. Now you see that these are servers. These are EC2 servers. There's one EC2 node, another EC2 node, another EC2 node, another EC2 node. So you're seeing it's being spread across two as availability zones, which is US West 2A and West 2B, and there's an auto scaling group. So okay, what's auto scaling? Auto scaling just helps you create more instances of a node or less instances of a node. Auto scaling mostly handles horizontal scaling, mostly because it's easier like that. Now, what happens is that when we're getting less traffic, each of these availability zones might have just one node in them. When we get more traffic, the auto scaling group will push it to have 2 instances each, 3 instances each, 4, 5, depending on how you configure it. Now, the same thing happens down here, right? Our backend might be in here. I don't know what this, but one example I can give is this might be a bastion, not exactly the most ideal setup for a bastion, but this might be just an instance for you to enter to be able to connect to these instances or have access to what these applications have access to, right? So our backend is inside here and our database are here. So that's just this literally what 3-tier architecture is like. Traffic flows in one direction. If a backend is supposed to communicate with something on the internet, like an external API, like I mentioned, we're going to have a NAT gateway somewhere. Our databases will never need to, so that is not covered here. So
Yeah,
that's
Black. Which
literally
is
it.
why I have a question for why is our NAT gateway and a public subnet in front of so that's probably a bastion instance that's there for NAT
Yeah,
gateway.
yeah. It depends on the workload that's inside here. What's inside here might need to have internet access to do something. That's where this comes into play. That's where your NAT gateway is going to come into play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For example, there's a project I did once. What they had were AWS lambdas, not EC2 instances, right? Normally, AWS lambdas are not put inside a VPC or a subnet. They're not put inside subnets. They can be put, but normally they are not put. But this was a different requirement because the API we had to consume, I think that was Elseport's API. The only way they allow you pull their data is when they whitelist your IP where your requests are coming from. So the setup we had to do is we had to create a subnet, right? Set up a NAT gateway, um, attach an elastic IP, then they whitelisted our elastic IP. So that's the only way we could connect and fetch that data. So things like that happen sometimes. So you'd see that most of the examples will show you the same thing, a similar thing, right? It's all the same thing. So I think I'll stop sharing now, and then we'll go back to Bate. Bate, just share your screen, and then we'll do. You have your GitHub set up, right? But first, before I go that, like, does anybody have any questions?
What do you mean?
You have your GitHub account, or you have a GitHub. Do you have a
I
GitHub
have a
account?
GitHub account.
Yeah, just open your GitHub account,
Yes, I
share your
do.
screen.
This one is AMD having this update. This one I will show your Windows AMD whatever.
Oh,
I
oh,
don't know. It
it's
shows that one.
this thing. It's
Since it's
Terraform
you
Vim.
just
It's Terraform Vim.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I mean
I
that
mean,
additional text down there. It don't used to be there before. It's been a while I opened Terraform so
oh, no mind though. Even put more. I think it's usually there. Like it's telling me that my Terraform version is old. Huh. Imagine the disrespect. Let me see. Maybe I'm gonna download new Terraform. Yeah. So this is where we go. Create a new repository. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay.
And then
Yeah. So
am I sharing the wrong screen?
no, you're good. You're good. You're sharing the right screen. I was like answering a call. I had a call, so just answer real fast. Yeah. So you want to call? IB, what's the name of the repo we created for you? Yes, AWS Terraform, right?
Yes, Terraform tutorial reference file.
just copy
Yeah.
it and paste it in
So
the chat
just
for us, I think.
do.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you have a wait. Oh my god, my eyesight. Or is it, there's no way I can
No, no.
maximize this thing. It looks like there's a dot in front of your AWS, or if there's none, then
You
it's
should
okay.
change the screen resolution. Gotcha.
No, it's actually
Wait, is the
at a high.
resolution
It's at a
not
high
enough?
resolution. It's
Yeah,
like
you reduce it in your this thing. You reduce it from like maybe it's using 1440p. You should reduce it to 1080.
it's using 1440. Yeah.
Or at the same time, press Control Plus on your keyboard.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah, you're using Firefox. Okay, nice.
yeah. I don't know why he's using Edge. I swear to God. Anyway, yeah. So this is good. It's available. Description. Just for the description, just write AWS tutorials with Terraform. AWS tutorials with Terraform. You don't like writing things before. Anyway, check add readme file.
I don't like what?
I say you don't like writing things in full. Just check add readme file.
No.
And then for git ignore, click on the git ignore and you select Terraform. Git ignore template Terraform. Just type Terraform. I think it should come up there. Yeah. License, no whatever license. Create repository. Yeah. So this is going to be a repository we'll be using for the AWS Terraform tutorials, right? So you'd see like you have just
Yeah.
one branch. The first thing you want to do is like to make it available on your local PC. So click on code, the green code plus thing, yeah. Just copy that all there.
I
No,
have I have this.
no, please, no, God, no. I mean, yes, but no. Just yes,
Okay.
copy. And I hate GitHub desktop, man. Like it's good, it's so useful, but I don't know, I hate it. Yeah. So open your terminal and then just do git clone, then paste that and clone it.
The Git Bash terminal or just the normal one?
Git bash terminal, yeah.
Git clone.
Paste the URL. And then just do it in a folder that you want to like be putting your projects. I think. Yeah, that's another thing.
So git clone and then I paste the URL.
Yes.
Command not found.
No. Let me see
Should
what you're
I
saying.
do anything in front of the git clone?
No, no, no. No, you shared back the. Oh, okay. Oh no, no. It's git space clone. So the thing is, git is the command. Clone is just
Oh yeah, I don't know why I thought.
yeah.
No, that was on me. I don't know why I put underscore there. Yeah, git is the main thing. Clone is the command.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then space, then paste this thing. Yeah. Enter.
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
Okay. So it has been closed. So type code, then. But do you have VS Code?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So write code space, then AWS Terraform. AWS underscore Terraform. So just
Why
so
don't you let him put it in the folder? This one will just be in this thing. It will clone
yeah,
it in.
that's very close to whatever. I think probably on his desktop. Just enter. He can
That's
turn
not
it around.
desktop. Oh. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So now share your VS Code.
Wait.
No, put it back. It looked beautiful like that.
Back full.
It has. Looks good.
That's like the whole screen, but it's all good.
Yes. It looks so good. Yeah,
Uh,
so press Control and Tilde to bring up your terminal inside here. Control and the button
wait,
above.
control and what?
Tilde. The button above tap.
Oh my god, yeah.
The one in front, like before number one. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So not PowerShell. God no. Go click beside that PowerShell, the drop down, and select Git Bash. The right side of the terminal. No. Go. That's the drop down. The small arrow down there. Yeah, git bash. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So first thing, like your git is active on this terminal, so you notice there's main written there in bracket, right? It's showing you the branch you're currently on.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. And if you look on your VS Code, your bottom left, you'd see main there also. So
Yeah.
yeah, that shows you the branch you're working on. Now, what we want to do is create another branch for you to work on. Right? So first thing, type git, just git and then enter, or do git minus minus help. Yeah. So pull your this thing up a bit. Pull, like expand the terminal.
He has to change the resolution, otherwise it will be hard. Just change it once and for all.
I think it's good. I think I'm seeing ish.
For us,
Or maybe
I'm using laptop, so I'm splitting my
oh
screen so I can have VS Code on one side and Discord on the other.
yeah
So
yeah
it's
yeah.
too small for me.
Okay, but it just like
So what
reduce
should
the
I do?
window size. Reduce the window size. Yeah. Oh god, it's so chunky. Anyway, yeah. So git minus minus help, but it's okay. Like it already showed there. So that's always going to show you a few commands. So one thing I think let me share. I'll go through a bit of like Git workflow or a little bit on how to use Git. So I'm sharing my screen. So yes, before that even do Git commands. You can do Git reference, but I think cheat sheet is the best to help you. Yeah. So I'll send this on the group.
Um, I I typed the help correctly, and I'm seeing um the branch, how you can create a new branch and all of that.
Yeah. So get
Switch between them.
the cheat sheet. There's usually just most important commands you always need to remember: how to create a branch, how to delete a branch, right, and how to merge. Those are that I think the three most important for a start always. Then in that case, I'll stop sharing. Let me go back. Let me see your screen. Just okay, great. Yeah. So
Where did you drop the cheat sheet?
it's on the chat on a chat. So now, what you need to do is create a new branch, right? And this branch would be to initialize your Terraform configuration. Don't use that git branch on. Use git checkouts minus b. Git checkouts, then space minus b. Checkout as one word. So yeah. Then space and minus b space. So the name of this branch is going to be fits. Oh, no, do dev slash your name slash Terraform essentials. Terraform underscore essentials. Yeah, enter. So what this does is going to create a branch for you, and it switches to that branch immediately, right? So you're seeing that is the branch. So the branch you're on is different now. You can see that, right? So you can
Yeah,
always just
and it's
do
also showing right here as different.
exactly,
Okay,
yeah. So you can
not a
always
main
just
anymore.
do if you type git branch, git space branch, you show you the list of all the branches you have on your local. And anyway, we are good to go. Do you have any questions?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do this. First thing, you need to push the branch. We'll do this. We'll push the branch up, and then we create a project on your GitHub. No, we'll create an issue, and when then we'll work on that issue, right? Work on the issue with a PR. So first, do git push. Just do git push. Enter. Now, like this is supposed to push the branch up. I mean, obviously, it's going to fail because, I mean, never memorize this command. You don't need to. Just always do it like me. When it fails, you copy the right command and paste. So just copy that git push setup string origin and then your branch name, and then run it. Yep. I think it has copied. If you do Control C, it has copied. Just yeah, enter. But then the only thing is, you'll not be able to create.
I've done enter.
It's
It's
going to get
trying
fail.
to take me to.
Or to log in. Oh yeah, you're supposed to have set up your. If it takes you to log in your GitHub. Normally, you're supposed to have done git configure. Just authenticate on your stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. Yeah,
So
so
authenticate that. Is it good now?
it's good. So you see, it has shown that it has actually pushed them, right? And it's telling you to create a pull request, but we don't need to listen to it. We just need to do some stuff first. Now, next thing, go to your AWS. Oh no, go to your GitHub first. Go to your GitHub. Share your browser on your GitHub. Yeah. So go to branch or just refresh. Yeah, you see now there's two branches, right? Yeah, go to branch. Yeah. So that's the new
Yeah.
branch you just pushed in. But you see, it shows you that it's zero commits ahead and zero commits behind the main branch, right? That's because we've not added
Yeah.
any commits to it. Now go to issues. I think that's top left issues. Yeah. Right beside code. Yeah. So create a new issue. Go to new issue. So some companies actually use GitHub to track their tickets, and an issue is kind of like a ticket, but issues are mostly just maybe you're trying to request for a new feature, or you're trying to monitor a bug. Just pretty much anything that can be a ticket or a task can be pushed as an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So um, the first issue we want to do is like uh, connect Terraform. Set up Terraform user. Just title set up Terraform user. Yeah. And then in the description, just write, I mean, we don't want to write anything extensive. Just for Terraform to oh my god, I wish I had. Can I take access of your screen? Can I? No. Oh my god.
Um,
I think that's a
I
feature
don't trust
Discord
you.
Discord needs, I swear. Discord. Wait, Salib, can Discord do that?
I don't think Discord can do that.
That's
What are you talking
Maybe it
about?
doesn't trust you.
Can Discord allow you cut to another person's screen?
Nah, it's only
No,
Eject
just
and
check
some
that.
other stuff.
Okay, then it's all good. But then just write in terms of description. Um, so I would explain it to you, and then you write it in your words, maybe, right? So the thing
Yeah.
is,
Type it
Terraform.
in the comment section. You can copy it and paste it.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
fine.
true. Oh my
That
God.
will be faster.
Yeah, that's true.
Also explain it
Yeah. So typically, Terraform
because
needs to
it's
be
a
able to.
description. It doesn't
Yeah,
need
Terraform
like it's a description. It doesn't need to be like verbatim.
extensive. Okay. Yeah. So Terraform needs a user to be able to get access to. Okay, wait. Terraform requires a user or backend on the right. Sorry. A
No,
user
I'm just waiting for you to explain it, and I was gonna put it in my own words.
or. Oh, so Terraform actually requires a user with the right permissions, right, to be able
Yeah.
to deploy infrastructure on AWS. So it requires a user and it requires a backend to save its state. Those two things. So it requires a user with the right permissions and a backend to save its state. I think my Discord is on drugs. Cheap drugs, man.
Save the state of Terraform or of something else,
Of the
or save the
infrastructure.
state of the back. Yeah.
To state of the infrastructure. I think this is where I'm supposed to share my screen again. My Discord is okay, it's back. Yeah, so I'm sharing my screen. Just check my screen. Let me share this. We'll go through this. So go on the Terraform AWS configuration. So I'm sure at this point you know about like the IAM user, you know about
Yeah.
S3 buckets,
Yeah.
yeah, you know about roles
I
and
just completed S3 bucket. The chapter on S3 buckets like an hour before we started.
awesome. So you can look at oh my god, code pipeline. God forbid. Oh, don't mind me. I just hope I don't make you guys very opinionated. Yeah. Think this is better. Let me see. Does it show states? Not really, no. Let's start from cloud. Gosh. This one doesn't try either. But let me see. Let me check if my Lucid chat still has that stuff. Might have deleted all of them because I didn't want to pay subscription for this shit.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no.
go ahead and submit this issue, right?
Yeah. You guys can see my screen, right? I hope. What's this one? If you can see my screen. Oh my god. I feel like. Okay, this is. Nah, AWS CDK. Nope. Anyway, we can actually even just No, we use the same one. We just put more objects. Oh, let me see. There's a faster way. Because we don't need to get through all of that. Okay, yeah, this one is good. Oh, so that one is showing something similar. So we'll just leave that. But then this one, yeah, you can see my screen, right? So
Yes.
look at this now. So first thing I said, Terraform needs a bucket. No, Terraform needs a back end to be able to save states. Now the back end is required to save a state file, and the state file, what the state file is just any, it's a file, a particular file that Terraform uses to keep track of the infrastructure it has actually deployed and the current state or the configuration that infrastructure had when it deployed it. You get, so such that the next time you run Terraform, if anything has changed in that infrastructure, right, it's considered as a drift in the configuration. So that's configuration drift. And at that point, you can use Terraform to reinstate it or fix or restore to the previous infrastructure you had. Take for example, you deploy an EC2 instance, right? And then someone comes later and changes some configurations on that instance, and you don't like that. When you run Terraform the next time, it's going to show you like how the current configuration drifted from the one you did before, and you can just repair it or you just fix it, right? So firstly, if we look at this, let me see, stack team making me have, okay, no, Terraform models, yeah, okay, yeah. So this is a GitHub repository. This is an EC2 instance with Terraform models. Who did this shit? Anyway, forget this side first for now, right? Okay. Now, for Terraform to deploy infrastructure at the end of this chart, pretty much like here, it needs these things here, all of this here, right? Okay, here the provision virtual private cloud. Nice, sweet, which is what we want to do, right? We're trying to provision this virtual private cloud. So first we need a backend to save the states. And the backend used in AWS is always the S3 bucket. So you'd always be creating an S3 state bucket for Terraform, right? The next thing is what? You need a user with permission to be able to provision the infrastructure you want. Excuse. And then the last thing you want to do is to provide a way to lock the states. And that's where the DynamoDB lock table comes in play. That's nice, that's simple. But then guess what? You can run your Terraform from your local, or you could also run your Terraform from your GitHub, right? So you can deploy it from GitHub through a GitHub action, which are like the GitHub pipelines, like one of these things I showed you before. So everything under these actions in GitHub are the pipelines belonging to that repository. So you see there's Lambda pipelines, there's deploy CDK pipeline, right? And then you have dependable pipelines, which is just purely GitHub garbage. So back here. So yeah, what we need to do now is we've created an issue, which is like a ticket, and imagine they give you that ticket that, okay, we need you to create a user and an S3 state bucket for us to do a Terraform, right? So that's literally what you do. So I'll stop sharing and then I'll guide you through how to do that on AWS. Just share your screen so that we do that. Yeah, so just open your go to your AWS console. Oh, holy shit, I'm hungry. Yeah, go to I am Identity Center. So go to users. Now we want to create a Terraform user. So add user. Yeah. So for the name Terraform underscore user. Nope, nope, nope. Why is it showing like this? It's not the kind of user we want to create. So just we don't want email, we don't want password. We want none. Nope. Groups is not gonna do it. It's when it's like it always change some shit. Just take next, let me see. That's still gonna ask you for that, yeah. Scroll up, let me see something. Go to the dashboard. Go to set up applications. Yeah. Really? Add application. Uh, wait. No, definitely not this. And this is new. Go back. Why did? Oh my god. Yeah. Just chill here for a bit. Let me see something. It's not an applications. Or wait, go add application. No, go back add application. I don't know when they actually change this shit. Go add application. Yeah. Display name Terraform underscore user. Scroll down. Next. Oh, application. Well, then it's not this. We're trying to create just a user without a login. Yeah. Nope. Take next. Go next. Oh.
Easy on the
No, take next.
I am user because I am mine is different. My dashboard is different from what I'm saying.
same
Exactly.
thing.
I don't
I was
know.
about to say.
I don't know when they
So
need.
he's on identity. Is on IAM Identity Center. Is
Oh.
not on
Yeah.
IAM the
Yeah. Go to the IM.
normal I search. Just search
Just search
at
for
the
Bro, I
IM.
at the
saw.
top. IAM.
You know when you don't have confidence in yourself, you think you are the one doing it.
Like,
So
bro.
I was like, oh, what's going on
Like it
with
looks so
what's
off.
going on?
Just search
So I'm
search
like,
IM, but
yeah. Is it moving a screen? Daniel.
I don't think so.
I think Daniel's network uh is
Maybe it's not
Daniel
your
there?
network. Maybe his wife has come and kidnapped you.
Right.
think. I don't think it's network. His network, his stream should have lagged or something. But yeah.
Oh yes, it clicked on. I just checked on my side. It clicked
Oh
on
yeah,
IAM Identity Center. It's
yeah.
supposed to click
No,
on
no.
only IAM.
Go to IM. Just search IM.
Search at the
What?
top.
Yeah,
Yeah, the first one.
yeah. But they're supposed to have. Yeah. Go to users now. Yeah, yeah. So create user. Yeah, username Terraform underscore user. See, I was starting to think that I'm on some cheap weed, man. Like next. Wait,
No, Black.
chill,
I'm
chill,
not saying
chill.
you're not in
Okay,
that
no, no,
level,
no.
man. So
Yeah, just take next. See, I'm the only person here who doesn't like take shit, man. The max I do is
really,
probably like just yeah, max I do is probably just like shisha, the hookah. That's all.
me
Uh,
too, me too, me too.
so just make a die. Take next. Don't create group. Just take next. Yeah. So um, should we add any tags? Cosmo pass no. Password reset no. Yeah. Permission summary. Go back. Go previous. Let's attach. Open set permissions boundary. Okay. No, no, no. Go next. Just go next. When we're done, we'll attach a policy into it. No, no. We don't want it to be part of admins. We just want a power user. Take create user. Create user. Yeah. So go on Terraform user. Yep. So add permissions. Just forget security credentials first. Just add permission. Yeah. So attach policies directly. Yeah. So search for there should be power user. Just type no joint. Just power self and pause. Let me see. Yeah, power user access the last one. No wait. AWS manage job function. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So select that. Yeah. Next. Add permission. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah. So next thing, go to security credentials. That's after tags. Yeah. So we want access keys. So create access key. Yeah. So first one, command line interface. Yeah, forget them. Check. I understand. They are both. Yeah. Next. Create access key. Yeah. So copy this access key and access secret and keep somewhere, like a notepad or something. Just save somewhere. Rumple Nyash Syndicate is playing Marvel Rivals. Who is?
Started playing that game too. Nice.
You like it?
I like it.
I've actually not
It's
tried
worth
it.
it.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
I'll
worth
give
it.
it a
And
try.
it's free to play now, so
Yeah. Remember,
wait,
I've
what
never really
what
liked all the Overwatch kind of games, man. Have you copied both?
oh no,
Download
but this
CSV
one
file.
is nice. This
Download
one
the
is nice.
CSV, but okay. Okay, great. So you've created all of that. So the next thing is go to your local.
Wait, what use case do you use for the access key?
Access key is to get access from a command line or even on a pipeline,
Okay.
right? It's just authentication credentials.
No, I mean which one did you I know it's authentication. I'm going going with you guys like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now go to your this thing here. We need to install AWS CLI, right? So go to your browser and install AWS CLI. Download it, AWS CLI. Just open your browser. But it just open your browser. Not even I can't see. So search for AWS CLI. Oh, that's true. Yeah. So do AWS configure. Yeah. So put the access key we got. Just put it there and paste that access key, and then paste the secret access key. Yep. Default region, yes, is to JSON. Yeah. Great. So create a new file, main.cf. That's a very long process went by. Just right click inside that AWS Terraform, like right click next to that README, and then new file. No, right click next to the README. Don't use the one up there. Yeah, or anywhere down. Yeah, exactly. Main.tf. No, tf, like Terraform. Main.tf. Yeah, create another one, state.tf. Next thing, let me send this link to you, and then I'll explain to you how the setup is done. Terraform, not the library. AWS backend configuration. Yeah. Okay, so this, check on the chat. I'm sending a link to you. Just open the link I sent you in the chat. Yeah. So this is how you tell AWS the backend configuration you're going to use. You're literally telling where you should save the state file, right? So just copy that code block. Code blocks, that brings memories. Just copy that code block and then go and paste it in the file we created. I think that's the second file we created. And then I'll tell you how to edit it, or I'll tell you what to do. Paste it, and then we need to create an S3 bucket, or maybe you already have one in your AWS account. You could make use of that one. I mean, while using all of this, like IB and Talib, if you have any questions, you can ask. Go to S3.
Because I just I'm good for now.
Okay. You have a first every. Just create another bucket. Yeah. So general purpose. Yeah. Or just call it. Huh. Anyway, that can actually work, but there's probability someone has used that name before. Yep. Invite characters. The underscore. Use dash, not underscore. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. So we have our bucket, right? So go back to that file and put this as the bucket name. I think that's going to be like bucket equals, so they use this bucket name. Have you done it? Oh, yeah. And then change, yep. And then now path to key, just write Terraform slash Terraform state. Just write Terraform slash state file. Just write state file. Yes. Save. And then one thing, you need to have auto completion. Oh no, go to extensions here in VS Code. Go to extensions, the last one. Yeah. Type Terraform. Yeah. Install the second. Install the first one actually. Yeah. Install the first one. Honestly, it doesn't even matter. Like sometimes I usually even just install both. But like the first one has one point something
More
MB.
download.
Yeah. The first one has more downloads. Yeah, so that should give us like auto completion and syntax highlighting. Yep, awesome. So
I'm good.
that's good. So there we've configured the backend. Next thing we need to configure is the provider. Let me send this. client and installing. Or is it just the website? Serious, right? So I'm sending this to you on the chat again. I've sent another link. Yeah, code blocks was so good, man. I've sent another link. Just open up the link I sent to you now. Yeah, so if you click on use provider, yeah, it's going to show you the provider configuration. So copy that code block too. Yeah. Yeah, create a new file, provider.cf. No, create a new file, provider.cf. Paste that inside. Yeah, I think that's good. For now, delete the second one, or cuts line 10 to 12. Paste it in main.tf. So in place of that provider configuration, we'll put the region. Delete line 2, put region equals so, then I think that was AWS West too, right? Yep. Yeah, looking at some of my other projects, done a lot of stuff, man. Lot of stuff. Yeah. So save that. Open. Now go to your CLI and do Terraform init. Hold on. So it's failed to get what spells on this. Oh, the permissions on this account. Go back to the user. Go to AWS. Go to AWS. Let's go and add policies. I think that's policy. It's not a good one. We just don't have enough time, or I don't want to drag it too long, or would have done the same thing we did with Ivy. I mean, we can say and do that next week if you guys are okay with it. Hey Ivy, go to user, go to IAM. Terraform user, IAM, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Black, you asked a question.
Yeah, I was saying that we don't want to configure it like step by step, give all the stuff like we did for you, because it'll take more time.
Oh, okay.
Unless like
Yeah.
it makes sense. So remove that power user access. Let's give it something else. Remove it. Add permissions. You go to add permissions and then do S add permissions, attach policies directly. Just type S3. Yeah, so S3 full access. Yep. Next. Because we want it to be both to list and everything. What's our bucket? Yep. So add permission. Yeah. So now go back to your code. Go back to your code. Yeah, run Terraform init again. How long is this supposed to take to refresh? When I go to list buckets in the S3 bucket. Okay, now go to your S3 bucket. Go back to AWS. Go to the S3 bucket. Let's allow this user to be able to like have access on that bucket. Yeah, open the user first. Copy the user on. Oh, that's US is 1. Yeah, I mean it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. But go to the configuration. Go back. The one for the open the bucket. Just open the bucket. It's in US is 1, but open it. Go to permissions. Yeah, so you're blocking all public access to the bucket, right? You're seeing that. So nothing or nobody will get access. So we need to allow that user. No, 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 cancel. Don't remove it. We need to allow that user. We still don't want anybody on the internet to get anything from the bucket, but we want to allow that particular user have access to the bucket, right? So go to bucket policy edit. Yeah. So add new statement.
Is someone recording?
Yeah.
Because I'm at work, so I've been going up and down. So yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, carry on.
Yeah. So in place of SID, right? Allow user access. Allow user access. Space user access. Space. No, it must not be user access. Yeah. So the principal is supposed to be either way. Oh my god. Let me just wait. Let me get one copy and send to you, and then you just edit. And do I have one of this? No, no. Bootstrap. No. I know, man. Pipeline config. Terraform v2. Or IB. Oh,
Yep,
I
are
think
there.
you should be able to check. IB, share your screen. Go to the thing we are doing last time.
Okay. I should share my VS Code,
VS
right?
Code, yeah. Share VS Code to we are doing last time.
Okay, let me see. Um, VS Code. So you guys should work with around this. So I'm sharing my screen. So smoother video 720, 1080,
Just
1440,
take 1080 if it's okay. If it's there. If it does not allow you to
1080.
select, then just go to 720.
I'll lock HD streaming in
Ah,
4K
forget it.
at
Then never mind.
60.
Just take the 720. Just share with 720.
Okay. Okay. Can you guys? Oh, the streaming has ended. Can you guys
Yeah.
see my screen?
Yes, yes, yes. So,
Oh, okay.
oh yes, we did everything in Terraform. Oh man, I need better
Yeah.
JSON. It's okay. Cancel. I'll just run around and send to him. Yeah, better
Okay.
JSON. Yeah. Yes, there we go. My humble friend. Simon Merck. As well as user access. Let me see. Policy. Okay. S3 bucket policy. Yeah. So I'll send this link and then I'll just explain how we build it using this. I think we just kill one bird with two stones. We kill one bird with two stones. Kill two stones with one bird. Okay, but they share your screen. Open that link I saw in the chat. Share screen. Yeah. So what we want to do is create an S3 bucket policy that will allow this user to be able to list that particular bucket and also be able to, I don't know, create stuff in the bucket, keep stuff in the bucket, pretty much get, put, delete, manipulate objects in the bucket, right? So scroll down a bit. This thing has a lot of stuff you can read later. Just scroll down, scroll down. Just scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Forget, just scroll down the page. I'll tell you where to stop. Just scroll down the page. Yep, scroll down, scroll down. Forget this one. Scroll down, scroll down. You can come and read it later. Stop. Right. You say so. This is very similar to what we're trying to do, right? But this is different. This KMS. So scroll down again. Yeah, but this is not exactly the same thing we're trying to do, right? But pause here now. First thing, copy principal. So yeah, copy principal. That's so the next line. The next line. No, no, stop, stop before action. Copy up to the line before action. Yep, copy that. Yeah, go back on the other page with the S3 bucket. No, the one with the policy. That's the next one. Is it the next one? I think we had already started creating one now. Go to the next tab, let's see. Okay, wait. Yeah. Add new statement. Click add new statement. Yeah. Yes. So select line 6 and then paste all of line 6 and paste, yeah. Yep, so do some lovely tweaking here. Delete line 9. Delete all of line 9 first. Yeah. and then delete the like cancel delete like delete up to line 8, go to line delete the command line 8. There should be no, yeah, adjust that, delete the command line 8. Yes, there should be no line 9. Yes, and then now this, you see, the principal is actually the user or resource in question, which we want to have a particular effect by doing a certain action, right? So the principal is acting with a particular action on a certain effect, right? So line 8, we need to put the arm of the user. So go to your IAM, go to that user, go users, Terraform user. Yes. Copy the arm. Yeah, exactly. Copy that. Go back now. And then paste that in that. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. So at this point, it's going to be able to have that effect. But now the actions we want are list bucket, blah, blah, blah. So go back to that examples. Go to the last page I sent you. So that's the last tab. Yeah. So scroll down. So you're seeing put object ACL. That's nice. We'll probably need put object, but scroll down. So you're going to see get object. Yeah. So just be copying and paste. We need get objects. Copy all of that. Yeah. That's one. We need get objects. Go and paste that. Yeah. The whole line. Yes. Copy. Paste that. Yeah. Go back again. We need put, just put object there. Yeah. Yep. We need to go back there again. I think we need lists, buckets. Yeah, list buckets. Yeah. Yeah, go back. We need list all buckets. We need delete. So S3 list bucket for logs. Get objects. No bucket on a full control. No put object. Did you no scroll up a bit? We need put object. Did you get that? S3 put object. Okay, yeah, we have that. Yeah. IB, open that your Terraform this thing and check the list of the stuff we had for that. I don't want to just give S3 all. Wait, go back up. Okay, stop. Wait, stop here. Okay, prevent user from deleting. No, scroll up. No, not this one. Scroll down.
Like, do you mean the stuff we bootstrapped?
Yes. I want to know
Okay.
all the statements we
Let
needed.
me.
But you just
Okay,
go back on the
you
page.
okay? Okay, hold on. Let me do something. Let me take a screenshot.
But they go back to the
Paste it.
JSON. Yeah.
I'll send a screenshot of it.
Okay, let me check. No, I need no, not the variables. So open the IAM.cf,
Okay.
right?
You want me to send you
And
the? You
screenshot
want me
the
to copy
whole
the?
thing,
Okay. I can even copy it and paste it, I guess.
or copy and paste. Yeah. But if you copy and paste, I don't think you'll be organized. Just screenshot the whole thing. I'm saying.
Okay. It's long. Okay. I catch it.
Have you done
Send it to you, Black. Did you
it?
see
Okay.
it?
Yeah, perfect. So, but they checked the this thing. Okay. Oh yeah. We need access to state file and access to. Okay, we actually need two different statements here. We need two statements. There's all buckets over everything. And then user access state file. Yeah. So okay. Let me see. What is that? Yeah. For statement one, get object, put object, and delete object. The last thing we need is delete object. Delete line 16, buddy. Delete the comma on line 15. And then change that list to delete. Yeah. So it's going to be get object, put object, delete object. Yeah. Perfect. And then scroll down, go to line. That's going to be this match to this match to this. For like one, this thing is off. That's line 4 showing now. Let me try and see where everything closes. This closes. Line 6, missing resource. Oh yeah, that's all about adding. Right, so line 17, no, that's going to be line 16. At the end of line 16, presenter. Yeah, enter resource. Resource. Needs to put it as a string. Yeah. I think it's probably going to be like capital R, if I'm not mistaken. No, resource. Or resources, yeah. The resources. And then it should map onto a list, so same like action, the same way we did for action. The why is it still? Check what that red this thing. Go on that red stuff. What is it? Use on syntax error. Comma after action. No. A comma after line 16. At the end of line 16, add a comma. Yeah. No. Like comma. No. Remove that. This thing. You don't want to close it. Yeah. Just put a comma. Yes. That should. Nope, something is off somewhere. The principal close to solve. Effects action close to solve. Statement close itself. Okay, the syntax is okay. Yeah. So for the resource, right? The resource is going to be pretty much state file. So we need the bucket arn. Copy the bucket arn from up there. Yeah. So in a string, paste it. No, paste it inside. Yeah. Then it should be slash. After that one, put slash. And then go to your Terraform code. Copy the key in the file, which was, I think, state.tf. Copy that key. Excuse. Yeah, and then close the, yeah, perfect. So that's for our first statement. So what this does is it allows this user, this a principal, which is a Terraform user, right, is being allowed to get object, put object, and delete objects on the resource, which is a state file, right? So this is the path in the bucket that a state file will be located. So that's a state file. Yeah. So replace statement one. That SID is statement one. No, line 5. Instead of statement one, write something like user access state file. Yeah. So we need a new statement. Go to line 22, add new statement. Yeah, click on add new statement. Yep. So now the new statement I want to do is going to be user, I think, lists access buckets. Just do user access bucket. User access bucket. Right. So see, why not delete from line 23 to 25. Yes, delete it. And then copy line 6 to line 19. Yeah. Paste it there. Perfect. Yeah, delete that. So there's just two things we want. We want, is it 2 or 3, Seth? We want list all my buckets. I think that's all. S3 list all my buckets. So capital L, capital A, capital M, capital B, list all my buckets. All my buckets. Yeah. So in place of resource, you're saying after that S3, 3 dots. I mean the 3, how do you call these things in English? The 3 colons, line 33. Delete everything after the 3 colons and then put a star instead. Star. And then close the, yep, perfect. So that's it. So what happens here is that, right, what's wrong with this stupid thing? Did we make any mistake? Properly indents this thing. Let me see. Go to line 23. Adjust the indentation of line 23. Yeah. So principal 23 closes. This closes. This closes. Let me see. Unsupported. Wait, click on that. It says unsupported. Wait, go back. What do you say? Unsupported something. And so for the action in policy, oh, list all my buckets. How is that? Oh my god. Except just change something. Didn't we do this shit like, was it last week or last 2 weeks, Ivy? Just press enter for this one. Just, yeah. And then go to that the documentation page you were on. Yeah. Just do Control F, list, and search for Control F, list all my buckets. Yeah, that's it now. Just copy there and go and paste. I don't know what's wrong with this stuff. Yeah, so this shit is high, man. Some cheap drugs. Some very cheap drugs. Uh, I mean, we don't need list bucket. We use list all my buckets. It's like, wait, go back to the policy. Copy this S3 list bucket, so. But then the list buckets should not be necessary because of the list all my buckets. Because we're giving it permission to list every single bucket in S3, so. Delete the line. Delete line 30, yeah. Okay, now paste it back now. It's not supported for the resource based policy attached to the resource type. Oh, okay, no problem. So use list my book list the other one that was there, which lists a singular bucket. Go back to the documentation. I don't remember the name. Oh, list bucket, yeah. And then on line 33, we're supposed to put the arn of this bucket. So copy the arn of this bucket and paste there instead. Yeah. No, you like doubled it. No, select everything and paste back. Yeah. Yeah, delete. But then at the end of that, after one, put slash star so that you should know. Bucket, you should be able to list that bucket and anything inside here. Slash star. Perfect. So save changes. Let's scroll down. Action does not apply to any resources and statements. What? Says action does not apply to any resource or resources. So then which action? Wait, remove that slash star. Just try to save. Yeah. Okay. So go back to your terminal. Run the Terraform init again. This is unable to list objects in S3 bucket. Oh, we need it to list objects. Go back, edit. So we have no, it's going to create a set file itself. Yeah. Yeah. So just go back on this thing. Normally the way this thing is done, they put bucket and then bucket slash star. Edits, just do edits. Yeah, on line 20, copy line 24 and paste it again, like enter and then paste it, create another line and then paste it under, put comma, then create another end of line 24 comma, and then paste it again on the next line. Yeah, paste it and then do slash star at the end. And this way is list everything inside this bucket. Oh no, action is supposed to be okay, that's singular. No, the resource, sorry, it's supposed to be multiple resources, so it's supposed to be within. Yeah, this thing already. Yeah, yeah, okay. There should be list objects. Wait, go to the documentation place, search for list objects. Let's see, just to make sure. Okay, so there's no list objects, so that's cool. So go back and then just run the Terraform command again. Oh yeah, yeah. We're supposed to change. Yeah, go to region up there. Sorry. Yeah, total efforts and that. Just save and then run again. Just press the up button. Don't. Oh, need to R. Press up twice again. Yeah, enter. Perfect. So there, like, you've configured your Terraform and AWS will talk to each other. So now we can create infrastructure with it. Right. You see it has been successfully initialized. If you go to your S3 bucket, if you go on the AWS in the S3 bucket, you're going to see a folder. It will have created a folder and it will have created a file for the state. Yeah, just refresh. Nah, refresh the whole page. Which is on cheap. Huh? Are you kidding me? Okay, no, we've not. Yeah, it's okay, it makes sense. We've not provisioned any infrastructure, so it has not created a state file. So, like, monitor any infrastructure, right? So that does make sense. So that's okay. So next thing is we need for you to like commit everything and push to your GitHub. Since this is our first step, which was a success. So go back to your VS Code. Yeah. So go to, you see those six, the git this thing that way, which has the four stuff by the corner there. top left side. Yeah, above extension and everything. Yeah, go to the git stuff. Yep, that one. Yeah, source control. Yeah, so add your main.cf, provider.cf, and states. Yep, just add those three. No, just click on the plus at the end of each of them. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So don't commit. You need a commit message. So in your commit message, you're gonna write default configuration. Yes, it did. I mean, you can commit to that message. Yeah, and then the next thing is you need to push your commit. So go on your CLI and git push. Yeah. Yep. So now you can go to your GitHub on your browser. Yep. So go to pull requests. Yeah. So the thing is, it shows you that you have recently pushed a new branch. So compare and pull requests. Yes. Yeah. So for the title, put default configuration. Okay, default config. For the description, you can just put setting up Terraform AWS connection. No, like for the pull request first. Wait, let me explain something. Anyway, for the pull request, normally you write the intention of the pull request, like the feature you're building is the description of the pull request. So the feature you're building, you put the test you've conducted. Sometimes you put screenshots of the test, and then you put a link to the initial ticket you're working on, right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, so that's so good. And then you can do on the right side the assignees, assign yourself. Yeah, assign yourself labels. Click on labels. Um, Enhancements. Select enhancements. Yes, good. And then create pull request. Now, next thing is I want to link the issue to this, right? So on the, you see development there on the left side, down. Yeah, click there. Oh, yep. Click the issue there. Click the, yep, setup, yeah. No, click it and select that, yeah, issue. No, click it once, select the issue. Yep, perfect. Yeah, that's all. So that's it. Um, you go down, like you see, normally at this point now, when you create a pull request, you will not be able to merge if you're working in a company. They normally have someone, one of the team members, who is going to review it. When they review it, maybe they ask you to make some changes, you go and make the changes, you come back. And then normally, if we had set up like actions, then the code is supposed to run, and like the pipeline is supposed to pass all its tests first before we can merge. But since we don't have no pipeline, no tests, all of that, we can do that next week. It's all good. So you can merge the pull request. Click on merge pull request. Confirm merge. Perfect. So your pull request is merged. Everything is good, and that is it for now for this. Right, we've set up the connection. So the go to issues, create a new issue. No, the new issue is like initially the first or main thing we're supposed to do. You see, the other issue has been closed because we're done with it, right? So you create a new issue. So next issue is creates VPC 3-tier architecture or implements VPC 3-tier architecture. Yes, it should be implements VPC 3-tier architecture. Implements VPC 3-tier architecture. In terms of description, I feel like we can come and fill a description later. Like type IB Talib Alpha.
Yeah, I did.
Just submit new issue, buddy, and we'll put a description later. Like I feel like we should close for this week or for today. Unfortunately, we didn't do the VPC stuff. Like we're one step closer to doing it. We'll just do it next week. At least on the bright side of things, we could go through like explaining how the whole thing works. Right? I explained a little more about development to you people too, and then at least we could get Bate up to pace in setting up his AWS and Terraform. I know you have yours set up, Talib too probably has his own tool set up, right? I mean, if he doesn't have his own set up, he can do it like pretty fast. Um, I think that's good for now. Next week we'll just do the 3-tier architecture. We implement like everything at every step by setting up like Terraform models. So one thing we could all read through or learn is like how Terraform models are set up or created. Let me say I'll send that to you people. Let's see Terraform models. Maybe tutorial. Yeah, what Terraform models and how to use them. Yep, so I'll send this on the group. Yep. Oh, edit which video? Me? Bruh. It's all good. We'll see. I don't know. I'll think of it. Something. I don't know, right? So, I think that's it. That's it from me. You guys should just have a look at it. Like, I'm open to any questions, anything, anybody wants to say anything. And also maybe review. Like, am I teaching the way you want to learn? Or are you learning the way I'm teaching? Like, anything. The floor is open for everyone.
They start when you were breaking down stuff. I mean, because I'm working in an enterprise setting now, so it's like it's making sense to me quickly when you explain those. The place I might have challenges is, me, I don't have background in scripting, coding, all these things. And once I start seeing all this plenty bootstrapping stuff, I
Yeah.
get overwhelmed sometimes. But over time, I'll sink into it and stuff. But pretty much, you did good.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think that's awesome. And
Is this video it's gonna be on your YouTube stuff, right?
yeah,
Today's
it's on my
session?
YouTube. Yeah, yeah. Oh, but next
Okay.
week, from next week, we'll arrange the way we're doing it. Like, we'll be a whole lot more organized. This was.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This week, I don't know how my workload is gonna be this week. Because yeah, but if Daniel, if you guys come up with any extra time you want us to meet this week before weekend, fine, no problem. But if not, we'll just wait till weekend.
Yeah. But any inputs? Or is it typing? Let me see. just give you this heads up. Yeah, it's all good. See, I know nothing about editing videos, bro. Like I don't know. Like I just feel like okay, maybe from next week we'll organize it a little bit more. Maybe I can figure out how to like I don't know. I'll just do some research on how to go about doing it, and then from like next class I'll find a way to have our stuff more structured, and also make sure like we don't spend too much time like out of what we actually intend to do, right? Yeah, I think it's all good, man. Sure. If someone is sleeping, then just go for food, and then Talifa, for anything you want to add or text or write, you're welcome, bro.
We'll circle back on WhatsApp now. We'll discuss about that Zoe stuff. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff is a show. It's a sane show for sure, man. For sure. I did for you. Wait, how did I even stop this stream?